Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the Nissan Heritage Collection here in Tokyo, Japan. I've got a pretty special day today that I'm going to try and document in this video. We're going to look at all things Nissan. We're going to have a look around this incredible collection of cars, take a look at their history. We're then going to go to the NISMO Factory, and we're going to finish up today at an amazing car meet here in Tokyo. There's some epic cars here, and I cannot wait to start exploring. This should be a good one. So the big question is, surrounded by all of these cars, now Nissan have been collecting cars here since 1955. They got nearly 300 cars on display here and lots other cars tucked away in various storage facilities. Where do I start? Well, I guess I need to start with the one Nissan car I've owned in the past, a real trip down memory lane, a Nissan Silvia Turbo. I absolutely love this car. It was, I think, the third car I ever had. I came out of a Toyota Celica, came into a Nissan Silvia Turbo. Cheap speed, basically. I remember it cost me £1,800, and I loved it because it had pop-up headlights. And I just think they still look cool. Mine was just silver with kind of like a faded interior. But yeah, very, very cool. Let's take a quick look around this one. Yeah, I honestly haven't seen one of these for many, many years on the roads in the UK. I'm not sure we're allowed to come down the side, but I'm going to try. We're not allowed to touch the cars, but I wanted to kind of have a look at the rear view as well. Look at that. Mine had a little wing on the back, but yeah, just such a cool car. Now, this is actually our second day here in Tokyo. Yesterday, we had a full day of the tourist sightseeing thing. We started off by going to the Tokyo Sky Tree, the tallest building here in Tokyo, and in fact, the second tallest structure in the world. We went up to the observation deck at 350 meters. The elevator actually only takes 15 seconds to get that high. It was an amazing experience, and then you can go even higher than that to about 400 meters, and we had an amazing view across the Tokyo cityscape. In fact, we could even see Mount Fuji in the distance, some 100 kilometers away. We then went from there, we saw a beautiful temple, and I think for me, just blown away by the beauty of this city. It is so clean, so well kept, an amazing place. Everywhere you turn, there are great things to look at. And then we finished up the evening with an amazing meal, Japanese food at its very best, on a boat going up and down the river. But today is all about the cars, and you might be able to see in the background, I'm just surrounded by the heritage of Nissan as a company. And there's everything here, from the very first Nissan made, which is just over that way, to some of the coolest racing cars ever. And I think that's where we're going to head next. Look at that behind me. Racing car heaven. I'm going to start off with some British touring car action. John Leslie and Philippe Alliot's car here. I remember seeing these race, and just when you see them here in their glory, they always had a cool stance, the old touring cars, so low to the ground, and it's not really until you look at one. This has actually got a passenger seat in it as well, but the driver's seat sat so far back in the car, so low down. Very, very cool. And then I think I'm going to be learning more and more about the whole Skyline and Nismo thing. We're actually off to the Nismo Factory next, so stay tuned. But we'll wander down this line of incredible race cars, German touring cars, just immense things, absolutely immense things. Well, we started off this video with me looking at my history and my Silvia Turbo. This is a Silvia Super Silhouette. What an epic machine, 570 PS. Look at the wheel design on that. Absolutely immense thing. Properly terrifying. Some fantastic looking things here. But I think the next thing we need to do is visit Le Mans. Now, it's safe to say that Nissan have had their fair share of success at the Le Mans 24-hour and in sports car racing. And they've got some fantastic cars here, from the 1988 car just there. We're going up the years 1989, 1990, 1991. There's clearly a gap there. They've obviously got that one out on loan somewhere. 1992. Look at this. Wow, 1998 Nissan R390 GT1 road car. Never seen one of those before. Clearly the GT1 series gave us some amazing, amazing machines, but I've never seen one of those before. And then that's the race car variant of it from 97. Then we come down here, 1998, and then 1999. I always loved these open top Le Mans cars. I think they just looked incredible, but wow, what a lineup that is. It's like a big boys toy garage in here. There's so many lovely things, so many things to point the camera at. I think we're going to carry on with the motorsport theme. Now, the gentleman with his back to me there he's been working at Nissan since 1968 and headed up the motorsport program for much of that time. An incredible, incredible guy. But there's a whole bunch of rally cars and Dakar cars here. I think that's where we're going next. Now this car is one of the very first cars that Datsun rallied, and it helped them sell their road cars. But we come down here to some of the cars from the 1970s, 1971 240Z. Look at that, that's had a little bit of action. And we come down here, 1972, year of my birth again, 240Z. Such cool things. That's had a bit of history, some stories to be told in that car, I'm sure. 1973, we're getting more and more up to date. 79, again, Safari rally cars, big bull bars on the front, CBA lights, look at that in Marlboro colours. And then we start to come down here and I can see another Sylvia, this time a Safari rally veteran from 1988. Look at that. I should have done that to mine. Pop-up headlights, big light bar on the front. Now, this was one of my favourites. 1991, Nissan Pulsar or Sunny, depending on where you live. But this was the GTI R from the Apocalypse Rally. Absolutely love that. Always loved the vented bonnet there. I thought they looked fantastic. Then we come down to Dakar car from 2004. And then this is maybe where we head next. This car here is the GTR, but it's actually the Bolt Special for Usain Bolt. In fact, I reckon that looks like a Usain Bolt signature on the bonnet. So let's go and find some GTRs. I need to learn about my JDM Fast and Furious spec vehicles. Now, I'm going to preface this next run of cars by saying I am no expert in Skylines at all, but I thought I would start off with this one from 1998. This is a GTR, but it's the 40th anniversary edition. But you can kind of see the family evolution as we go along here now. GTR V-Spec from 1997. Then we got a Skyline Type M, and then I'm loving these two actually. 1998, this is the 10th generation R34, made its debut in 1998. They've been around for such a long time, but I absolutely adore the spec of this. So this is a GTR M-Spec Nür, and Nür is a nod to the Nürburgring where the car was developed. And this made its debut in 1999, but this particular car was made in 2002, and I love the colour. And then it's also got matching colour on the wheels, mega set of Brembo brakes. What a thing. What a thing. Now, I love walking around places like this because you see cars that you never even knew existed. So this, from 1987, is a mid-4. Mid because it's a mid-engined car for four-wheel drive. It was a prototype, concept car that was never ever made, but I can see huge amounts of kind of Honda NSX, But the fascinating thing is, although this car was never made, the trickle-down technology from it was really the predecessor to the modern-day GTR that we all love. So in some respects, this is the granddaddy of the modern-day Nissan GTR. So welcome to the NISMO Factory. Now in here is a whole world of loveliness. Let me spin the camera around and we'll go inside. And first up, we're met by this Nissan Le Mans car that competed in Le Mans in 1998. It podiumed, actually. It was third on the podium. But, so NISMO are the tuning, motorsport and customization wing of Nissan. They celebrate their 40th birthday this year, and they weren't always part of Nissan, but they are now. And here is their showroom. Now, this is only normally open at the weekend. They've opened it especially for us. Let me walk you around a little bit. They've got some amazing racing cars in here. And then through those panels over there are the garages where there are customer cars being worked upon. So NISMO take Nissan racing cars and go racing, sports cars, endurance cars. And then you start to see things like this GTR from 2019. Now that's clearly a race-going version of the road car, the GTR. So we've got some pretty epic race cars in here. Always great to see that they're on the best tyres. Look, my mate Bibendum, nice set of Michelins on there. Now, one of the reasons I've been invited out here to Japan is not only to see the first Japanese E-Prix and Nissan's first Japanese E-Prix, obviously. They're the home team, the only Japanese team in the running. But we're here to talk about the kind of the future of Nissan and the kind of electrification of it. So this is a perfect place to see it. We've got a range of traditional piston-engined, NISMO-prepared race cars. Very cool indeed. In there are some of the most iconic Nissan cars you can get. There's a NISMO GTR there, there's Skylines. But going forward, clearly, we need to think about the electrified world. And this is a really good example. So this Nissan Aura here, that is a NISMO-prepared car. In fact, let me just spin the camera around and we'll have a look. So NISMO are now taking the electric platform cars, like Aura, like Aria, and sprinkling a bit of their magic on it, both in terms of styling, so new wheels, new stance, new body kits, and I do think they just make a car sit so well. And they're doing that to their electric cars as well. So you need to kind of think, and look, again, Michelin. And I think that's a really important thing. So, you know, yes, for sure, we're going to be still seeing, you know, racing cars and, you know, piston engine cars, but we're here to explore electrification. We're here to look at Formula E as a racing series, but we're also here to look at NISMO and the kind of stuff that they can do to modern day electric road cars. And I think the future's bright because that and the Aria I saw yesterday, that looks really, really cool. So now we are allowed inside the inner sanctum of NISMO, all of these customer cars being worked on. And honestly, this is Skyline GTR heaven. There's some amazing cars over there. Look at that. Let me try and zoom in a little bit. Just epic things. Absolutely incredible. It is so clean in here. Just wander over and look at that. Look at the brake discs on that. Wow. And there's two of those. So there's that beautiful green colour. We saw that in the museum actually. And if I quickly spin the camera around here, there's another one being worked on in there. And then over there we've got a Z and a couple of other Skylines. Just mega, absolutely mega. I so need to, I've decided now, I basically need to learn much, much more about the whole world of Skyline. I'm getting pointed at because I'm not allowed. See See that red line there? I'm not allowed to put my feet over that line. I'm getting shouted at, look. Well, it's safe to say that was amazing. What a place. I really need a GTR in my life now. But now is the highlight of the day for me. The bit I'm really looking forward to. We're going to Daikoku, one of the most iconic places for car meets here in Tokyo. And I'm hoping the weather stays okay. It's forecast to be a bit rainy. And I'm also hoping that some great cars turn up. But yes, let's go and do a Japanese car meet. Okay, so we have arrived at Daikoku, and it's not the ideal day for it. It's been raining for the last couple of hours, so that might have put a few people off. But we're at this iconic car park, and there are plenty of cars for us to look at and explore. And this is Japanese car culture at its heart. It's the thing most of us have been looking forward to all day. So let's go and see what we can see, shall we? First up, doesn't disappoint, GR Yaris with a carbon bonnet. Here's the owner there, just checking out something from the boot. Absolutely cool car, man. What's in here? Strut brace?
Yes, it's the race.
Cool. Very cool car, dude. Very cool car.
Is it completely with carbon or just...
Look at the wing on the back of that.
Okay.
Woohoo! Well, next up we've got a Liberty Walk wide body kit GTR. The cool thing about this car, I was just talking to the guy who's bought it, is you can actually hire this car out and drive it around. So this is the company here. If you want to hire this car, that company ever just... I mean, you take a GTR, they're cool things anyway, but then you put a wide body kit on it. Mega. So you can see the culture here, people gathering, people bringing their cars. This lovely R32 just parked here. But everyone's just so friendly. So many of the guys here speak English as well, which is really cool. And all they want to do is when you go up to the car, they want to open the car, pop the bonnet open, let you see the engine. Just look at that thing, and then you've got Scooby in the house. Oh, God, I love the old Scoobies. That thing's cool, man. Now, this makes me very, very happy. I've always had a big thing for Starion turbos. I just think the styling of these things is so cool. Back in the day when I had my Silvia turbo, I always fancied one of these. I just thought they looked so cool. And we just don't see them anymore, really, because you look at that, there's just stuff driving in, and I just think that with those wide wheels, that's cool. That is very, very cool. That's a Suzuki Swift looking very cool coming in here. And then this one, this is for my mate Max Francis. Max, even out here, you've got Civic Type R's rather, with carbon bonnets. The own looking. Oh man, you've even got an Audi S5. Come on. Now clearly the Swifts are parking next to each other. Oh, I love this one on Steelies as well. Look at that, steel wheels. This guy is a legend. He's got red rally flaps on. Come on. Now I very nearly said, look at this GT86, but it's not. It's a Subaru BRZ, which I know is the same thing, but look at the size of the wing on that. But that's a cool, cool car. I am absolutely loving the vibe here. Some of the cars, I know I'm probably doing massively badly, huge fail on identifying all the cars, but I tell you what I can identify. Look at this RX-7. That is just uber cool. Difficult to get in the light, just the carbon bonnet, the massive louvres on the bonnet. Wicked thing, and you can, I don't know whether you can make out, it's got all the extra gauges on the dash, steering wheel popped off and put on the top of the dash, massive wing. Just, that's a cool thing. That really is. Now, can someone in the comments please explain this to me? I've just never understood stance cars. Look at the wheels and the camber on these. That is just, I just don't get it. I'm not quite sure why you would do it. Yeah, don't understand that. This one's pretty much the same, same kind of style. And I know it's a thing. Maybe it's me being an old fart, but I just don't understand that at all. Where do I even start with how cool this is as a car meet? Now, we're here quite early, and I think it busies up a little bit later, and we're going to, we're probably going to have to leave fairly soon because we've got a really early start and a very long day tomorrow. So we're all a bit frustrated. We're probably going to get maybe an hour here, and I'm sure the guys are going to keep turning up here for ages and ages. But it's just such a cool place. Everybody's so friendly. There's a huge amount of English speaking here, whether that's expats living out here or the local Japanese people who just have this amazing ability to speak really good English. And they're all really keen for you to have a look at their cars and show you their pride and joy, open the bonnet, let you see the engine, talk to you about the modifications that they've done. And it's so cool, and there's everything here from really expensive mods like the Liberty Walk GTR we saw, all the way through to the Suzuki Swift and little key cars, and it's just an awesome, awesome place. But I'm going to carry on enjoying my first Daikoku here in Tokyo, a very, very special thing. But I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's been a bit of a mix. We went to the Heritage Collection, saw some of the history of Nissan, then we went to the NISMO Factory, saw some amazing cars being made, modified and restored. And then we finished up the day here at Daikoku, one of the most iconic places for a car meet in the world. Certainly in the JDM scene, this is it. This is the place. I've always wanted to come here, and finally I'm here, and my knowledge of JDM is very limited. You'll have probably guessed that one by now, but I hope you enjoyed that. Put in the comments below, what was your favorite car that I included in this film? But for now, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this car meet, and I'll see you on the next video. God, I love Japan. If you haven't been to Japan, by the way, you really do need to come. Make sure you tune into my other videos that I'm filming while I'm out here in Japan with Nissan, predominantly for the Formula E, but we're just immersing ourselves in Japanese culture and Japanese car culture, and it's awesome. Anyway, see you on the next film, guys. You take care. Drive safe. Ah, so cool being here.